はい。では、ここからは、私、なぜか、司会進行を担当させていただきます。よろしくお願いいたします。次のゲームが、スクービードゥっていうゲームになってます。で、そこからその後メディーバルがあって、ムチムチポークと続いていきますね。ムチムチポークの話が出てますけど、そうです。縦スクロールのシューティングゲームだそうです。次のゲームはスクービードゥの方ですね。なんか、犬のキャラクターが出てくるアクションゲームなのかな。このスクービードゥからメディーバル、ムチムチポーク、いずれもちょっと解説者の方、いらっしゃらないタイトルになってますので、もしご存知の方いらっしゃいましたら、ぜひ解説に来ていただけますと幸いでございます。スクービードゥのコメントありがとうございます。そうですね、もともとは、アニメ、アメリカのアニメが原作で、それから作られたゲームのシリーズだそうですね。すごくたくさんゲームが出ているみたいで、このスクービードゥナイトオブハンドレッドフライツも結構スピードラン .com 見ると奏者の方が大勢いらっしゃって人気なんだなという感じがします。
You've been watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 online. This is it for me. I have been Bobby Blackwolf. If you're wondering who I'm going to be next, I'm going to be sitting in Twitch chat with y'all watching the great games that we've got coming up next. And I got to get out of here because Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights is the next game. 80% on the GameCube, and I hear that LOK is coming up in the Mystery Machine.
軽くしておきますと、ちょっと私もやったことないゲームなんで、あれなんですけど、2002年発売のゲームだそうです。で、日本で発売されてないので、おそらくご存知の方少ないのではないかと思います。スクービードゥっていう犬のキャラクターと、あとそのワンちゃんの飼い主やその友達たちが出てくる、作品。
That's a shame. Hello, everyone. My name is Sent, and as always, I am here to tell you all about some of the amazing prizes that you can win by donating. I'm going to be honest, I don't have a bit for you. I just want to give another shout out to that amazing Yakuza run by Froob. Yakuza is a series I've come to really know and love.
なんか向こうの人たちが龍が如くを指してヤクザっていうのちょっと面白いんですよね。
Seen some Yakuza screenshots or footage and thought, this looks a little serious for me. I'm not sure if it's really up to my tastes. That speedrun has made you go, okay, never mind. This is exactly what I'm looking for in a series. But we have tons of great speed games coming up, including that Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights race right after this segment. But first, let's talk about some of the amazing prizes that you can win by donating. Now, all the prizes I'm going to talk about right now are available until the end of Thief 2: The Metal Age a little bit later this morning. So you've got a little time, but make sure to get those donations in. Let's start with this awesome Dragon Quest slime coin here from our good friends over at Cute Monster Props. Put a little picture of it right here as well as hold it in my hand so you can kind of see the relative size of it. You've got the star emblem on the back, and of course you have the traditional Dragon Quest slime on the other side. $5 minimum donation looks absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much to Cute Monster Props for sending that out to us. We have so many great prizes. I can't wait to show all of them off to you. We have Help. I'm stuck in a video game from our friends over at Fangamer. Now, this is an adorable little young
I'm
adult
stuck
book that
in
I've
a
actually got to
video game.
read on a flight to SGDQ a
絵
year or
本
two
かな
ago.
なんだろう
And it's really cute. To give you the summary of it, Mina loves video games, but when she gets zapped inside her favorite game, she'll have to beat all the levels and defeat the fearsome cactus dragon to
ペ
get
ーパ
out.
ーゲームとかって言った
Luckily,
かな
a friendly video game security guard is there to help. Wait, a video game security guard? It's written by Tsuyoshi Kan and with art by Nina Masumoto. And while I had read it previously, I actually didn't realize until I sat down with this copy of it and looked over the back that Tsuyoshi Kan is actually the producer and
あ、次
narrator
の、そう、
of
スクー
Game
ビー
Center
ドゥは、
CX, which is
秋
an
頃
amazing
に
show
こ
that
ちら
I've
の、
loved to watch.
チ
And
ャンネルでも
it,
リストリー
you
ム
know,
させ
I,
てい
I
ただいて
understand
い
it
た
now.
ミ
A
ッ
lot
ド
of
ホー
bad
ルス
deliveries
ピード
in
ボー
this
ル
book. It's super
の方で
cool.
も
You should
走られていた
definitely
ゲ
check
ー
it
ム
out. It's a $10 minimum donation from
だそう
now
ですね。
until the end of Thief. Thank you so much to Fangamer. I apologize. That's even a $5 minimum donation. Less than I thought. There you go. Get those donations in. So many great prizes to talk about. How about from
また違う
Phoebe
のが。
Jeliak?
あ、これ
We
は
have these
龍が持ったこ
lovely
の
prints here of Kiryu and
人
Majima.
だ。
Gonna try and hold them so they both show up on the camera at the same time. And these are really cool. They're basically Kiryu and Majima as if they were, you know, silver screen Hollywood
かっ
characters.
こいいですね。
And they look absolutely amazing. It's a set of 2 prints, $20 minimum donation. You get both of them. We have a couple of sets to give away. I'm just stunned by them. They look beautiful. Thank you so much, Phoebe. Set those right down. Now, speaking of Majima, we have this absolutely
まだあるのか。
beautiful cross stitch right here of Majima's
クロスステ
infamous
ッチ。
tattoo from the Yakuza series. Let's flip it up so you all can see it. We got the Hanya mask surrounded by the
わあ、す
serpent.
ご
It's
い。
as big as my head.
めっちゃ細
Absolutely
かい。
beautiful cross stitch here, sent out to us by Sydney Jones. There we go. Thank you so much, Sydney, for sending this out. This is so wonderfully done. Would look absolutely beautiful hung somewhere. Any Yakuza fan would love
入れ
it. It
墨
is a
が
$20 minimum
モデル
donation
の
from now
ク
until
ロ
the
スステッ
end of
チ。
Thief. So make sure to
手
get
作りなん
those
でしょうね。
donations
すごいで
in.
すね。
Gently set that down. From our good friend Puzzle P, we have a beautiful Serious Sam painting. You know, it is a painting on wood, about the same size as the other doodle ones. You got the Serious Sam logo in the center, as well as all of Puzzle P's stylistic doodles surrounding it, spelling out different words related to the Serious Sam franchise. And you can see a great picture of it over at gamesdonequick.com. Make sure to go check that out. From Lara Pie, we
ま
have
た大きいの
this
が出てきた。
absolutely incredible hand-drawn Zero Suit Samus picture.
メトロイド
This
の
is all done in, I believe, colored pencils, and the detail on it and shading, everything about it, absolutely beautiful. It comes framed. It's still in its shrink wrap, as you can tell. Want to make sure it stays safe, gets out to the winner safely. It's a $25 minimum donation. Thank you so much for sending this out to us. It is beautiful. Make sure to get those donations in. Get them in before the end of Thief if you'd like a chance to win that prize. Now, do have one more really special prize I want to talk about from our friends over at the Gilded Lion. We have a hand embroidered
からの
denim jacket here. You
ああ、
can see the Games
すご
Done
い。
Quick embroidered on the back of it.
デニ
And
ム
there's
ジ
a
ャケ
few
ッ
other
ト。
video game characters like a mushroom, a bullet bill, and some other stuff on the front. It's absolutely incredible. $50 minimum donation from now until the end of Thief 2. Just going to gently set it down over there. It's a one-of-a-kind hand-embroidered jacket. How are you not going to donate for that?
すごい。景
Make
品
sure
が
to do so.
たくさんあって、
$50
す
till
ごい
the
ですよ
end
ね。
of Thief 2. Get those donations in for sure. Now, of course, I can't talk about prizes without talking about our amazing grand prizes, and we have a couple of them for you this event. So first off, from our friends over at Red Wolf Networks, we have this beautiful gaming PC. You can see the RGB RAM on it lighting up right next to me. It's super decked out. It's got an RTX 3070 graphics card in it. It's got 32 gigs of that RGB RAM right in
パソ
there.
コン
It's
は
got
景
an
品に
internal
どうなんでしょう。なんか
250 gig
パソコンの
NAND
話してるっぽいですけ
SSD
ど。
for all of your storage needs. It's super great. It can run. You know what? I'm going to go up from what I said
プライ
before.
ズマン
At
さんは
least
プライズには
3
きっと
instances
含まれ
of
な
the
いです
original
ね、きっ
Doom.
とね。
I'm hedging my bets on it. At least 3 instances of Doom. But it is an absolutely amazing PC. You should definitely head over to gamesdonequick.com and make sure to check out the specs for it. Also, from our friends over at Heroic Replicas, we have the opportunity for you to customize one of their heroic replicas. You get to pick from a long list of different replicas that they've done with different modifications that each of them have available. You can head over to gamesdonequick.com. You'll be able to see not only a list of all the different replicas you can choose from, how you can modify them, but also a
パソコン
gallery
本当
full
に
of
あるんです
images of
ね。
all of
す
them. And
ご
there are some
い。
great choices. Again, there's the Master Sword, Dark Link Sword, the Hylian Shield. There are so many things. Ragnall, Ike Sword from Fire Emblem.
そうですね。今しているのは、そう寄付に対して、得られるサプライズ景品のご紹介ですね。ゲームとゲームの間に、ちょっとずついろいろ紹介してますね。
From Final Fantasy VII. Seriously, it's about
剣
6
かっ
feet
こいい。
long. It weighs 50 pounds. It ships in its own custom wooden crate to keep it safe. It comes with 5 socketable resin materia orbs that you can slot into those indentations on the crossguard right there. It's absolutely beautiful. Definitely make sure to get your donations in. Both of the grand prizes I just talked about are a $250 minimum donation, but that donation is cumulative throughout the marathon. So that means if you donate $50 right now, you'll get entered into everything I just talked about and be 1/5 of the way towards that grand prize. Now, there is one more prize that we have available, starting actually with Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights and going all the way to the finale. And, well, it's a 6-foot-long original banner by someone named LLK? Hey, LLK, why don't you tell us a little bit about it and why people should donate $50 before the finale to win it?
Hello, everyone should donate for that banner. The person who made that banner is super duper cool. I heard one time their arms turned into wings and they flew away into the sun.
はい、プライズ紹介
Very
が
true
終わっ
facts.
て、
True facts things they have. Also, they have magic powers. They can turn
始ま
lamps
るか
into
な
other lamps, which I like. I totally like. By the way, the other reason
ツイー
why
ト
you should
紹
donate
介
for
し
that
てます
banner
ね。
is that somebody made a
インポス
crowd
ターがいる
of
って。
cute, fluffy theropods watching the stream. If you go to gamesdonequick.com/crowd, you can make them do all sorts of silly things. Did you know this, chat? I bet you did. So if you type in, say, GDQ VAC right now, if you got that emote, they will glitch out a bunch.
次
They
の
will
ス
do
クー
it.
ビードゥが、奏者の
And
方
if you
が
type in
2
orb,
人、
they
名前
become
が2
orb.
つ書い
They
てある
become
の
circle.
で、
You have any idea how
そうなんだ。
long it took me,
レース
them,
なの
whoever made it,
か
how long
な
it took them to
解
draw that
説なの
circle?
かなという
Tens of seconds. You don't want that work wasted. You don't
感じ
want
です
that
ね。
work wasted. Show me orb. Show me orb. By the way, speaking of words that have orb-like letters in them, in Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD, which is coming up a little bit later, there's actually an incentive here. It says catch
奏
DK
者の
Raider.
と
It
こ
says
ろには、ジャ
sorry.
クスラーさん
The
とス
Raider is a
ノーウ
forced
ィ
boss
モ
event
グリ
that
さ
you
ん
can technically beat with an out of
と
bounds
いう方
glitch.
の名
And
前
they
が出
also
てい
asked,
るん
do
で
you
す
want
け
to see
ど、
that? Yes, I
スピー
do.
ドラ
We're
の
at
ところによれば、
$1,190 out of
世界
3,000.
2位の方と3位の
Let's
方
cheat the game to victory.
だそう
Cheat
なの
game
で、
to victory.
レースだ
I
とし
want
た
to
ら
see
結構
Oddworld
熱い
do
戦
Oddworld
いが
things. I want
見ら
Captain
れるかもしれ
Oddworld
ま
to
せ
win
ん。
Oddworld. Oh no, now the chat is going extreme circles and glitches. Good. Oh, look at them go. And then some of them are lamps sometimes, which I also like. Good. And once we go back to live events, I think you and the actual real world audience need to start turning into orbs and lamps and such. I think it's a good idea. See, I'm gonna look through some of these donations. There's a bunch of them left over from the Yakuza game. There's about 8,000 of them. The Sound Defense donates $100 and says, no, please don't rugby the baby. Good. That's a clutch reference right there. I like. Jay sends $50 and says, AGDQ has been amazing this year. Keep it up. Let's kick cancer's butt. Right. Elo sends $25 and simply says, thanks, AGDQ. Well, thank you for your donation. And now, coming up next, we're going to find out who's really behind the speed runs. It's Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights with Jaxler and SnowyMoogle. Take it away!
始まり
Alright,
ます
welcome
ね、
back
こ
to
れは。
GDQ, everyone. Like mentioned, this is Scooby-Doo 9 of 100 Frights, and we're going to be doing an any percent no CE race. We'll explain what that means a bit later. But to start, a couple introductions. I am Jaxler. I am one of the two
おお、
runners.
レースだ。
Hi, I'm SnowyMoogle. I'm your other runner tonight.
And my name's Sistani. I'll be commentating this run tonight.
Alright, so if you've never seen or heard
カ
of
テ
this
ゴリ
game
は
before, this game is a
2% ノー
3D
CE と
Metroidvania
いう、
platform released on
カテ
PS2,
ゴリに
GameCube, and
なってま
Xbox.
す。ノークリーピーアーリーと
As
い
per
う
usual with
意味
Metroidvania
み
games,
たい
we're going to be skipping
で
a
す。
lot, but this is going to be a
まあ、
really fun race,
ちょっ
and
と
we're really excited
使わ
to
な
show
い
the speed game off to
スキップ
y'all.
技を
Snowy,
決
are
め
you
た
ready to go?
縛り
I'm
入
ready
り
to
の
go.
Alright, so we'll
カテゴリ
start counting from 3,
っていう
and we'll
感じみ
start
たいですね。
timers on go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, good luck,
グ
Snowy.
ッドラッ
You
ク
too.。
Alright, so at the start, we're going to be quiet for just a second so we can listen to an audio cue to skip this cutscene.
あ、この茶色いワンちゃんがスクービードゥ
And we're
かな
off. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice are these Scooby snacks, and they make this pretty loud cha-chomp sound. The Scooby snacks
なん
are
か
the
この
most
スクービードゥ
important
と
collectible in this
お
game.
友達た
They
ち
are
が
used to pay off these snack
なんか
toll booth gates
怪
pretty
し
much
い
that
マ
are
ンショ
placed
ン
at
に
key checkpoints
来
throughout
た
the
と
game
こ
to
ろ
make sure players have sort of explored
仲間
them.
がさらわれちゃ
What
った
we're
だか
doing
は
here
ぐれ
at
ちゃ
the
っただ
start
か
is
みたい
going
な
into
感
this
じで
side area that is normally just kind of a platforming
ワン
tutorial
ちゃん
and
が
is
ちょっ
kind of
と一
optional.
人で
We're
冒
actually
険
coming
中
in here to
み
get
たい
a
です
bunch of snacks. Well, we're going to be skipping a bunch of those aforementioned snack gates throughout the game. We need a lot for some of the unskippable ones at the end. Some of them go as high as like 800 or so.
す
So
ご
even
い
though
な
it seems a bit out of our way, we're going to be
シン
grabbing
クロしてま
snacks
す
so
ね
that we can pay a toll gate right away as we go into the manor, as well as have a bunch of quick backups for later on.
And as we head into the manor, like Jack said, we're going to pay our first snack gate right here. Only 25 snacks, but it's definitely going to go up. And again, all these snacks really do matter. We should be paying the final snack gate with exactly the
実
amount
名
of
マン
snacks
ション
we
って呼ん
need.
だけど、なんか
And heading into the manor, so
館
this
み
is
た
an
いな
introduction
感じ
to
ですね。
how we route out
ミ
a
ス
lot
テ
of
ィ
the
ックマ
levels.
ナーという
Because it's not necessarily the absolute fastest way through a
や
level,
かた
but a combination
み
of going fast and getting snacks as well.
Okay,
Now,
chandelier jump.
we got chandelier jump. That jump is a lot scarier than it looks. But right here, you're seeing us jump off some invisible ledges, and these are kind of
若
a theme
干
throughout
差
the
が
game.
出てきているか
There are a ton of these located throughout the game,
そうでも
and
ない
they
か
will
あ
allow
差があ
us
るの
to, like you saw right there, we got a few snacks earlier than intended, but we will break the game with them a little
ああ、
bit
なる
later
ほど、そう
into
なん
the
ですね。
run.
もう
Now,
マンションっ
after
て日
talking
本
to
語の
Holly
マンション
there,
みたいな
we're
イ
gonna
メー
come
ジ
here
してたん
and
です
talk
け
to
ど、
the Don Knots, and he is going to give us a shovel.
本来こういう
which
の
Scooby just
が
playing
マンシ
a
ョンなん
dog
ですね。
needs to dig
な
up
るほど。
items, and we're going to use the key we just dug up to enter Shock on the Dock, the next level of the run.
And so in Shock of the Dock, essentially we're gonna
で、なんか次
it's
のフ
gonna
ィールド
bring
に行く
in
の
a
かな
lot of cycle based. So every level in this is cycle based. Essentially, what that means is that any platforms that you see, any things that move in the level, so enemies, platforms, even hooks in the level, you will see the runners try to make these specific cycles where if they are on time, it makes the cycle easy to where they don't get hit by things and they can easily move throughout the run. And you're going to see them try to make a cycle called Rat Cycle, where they just go right by the rat without having to jump over it. Because actually, if you jump in this game, you are moving slower than when you are walking on the ground.
So heading into Shock 2, we're gonna learn that the term man's best friend is actually a lie, because this is one of 3 points in the run where we're supposed to do like a little mini cooperative puzzle with Shaggy, and we're just going to skip cooperating with Shaggy. So normally we're supposed to hoist him up to this
なん
life
か誰
preserver
か出てき
here.
ました。出て
But
き
we're
まし
just
た
gonna
が
run、and get a few snacks before
スルーしてる。
quickly going and just jumping up ourselves.
Yeah, so you'll
So-
also see that we kind of approach that room a little bit differently.
さて、
That's not,
道を開け
it's,
て
it's not really something that's
開けるんだ。
necessarily
はいはいは
optimal.
い。
It's just we kind of grab those snacks in an order that's most comfortable to us. Now, an important thing to note in the back part of this level is, like
なんか
Mustami
人
said,
に
these
ちょっ
hooks
と
are going to be on a cycle. Generally
びっ
speaking,
くり
if
され
we
て
were
ま
to
した
go
け
at
ど
the。same speed every time, they'd be in the same place. But even little micro changes to movement can wildly change where the hooks are. So we kind of, as runners, have to be ready for anything. Now going
And,
into oh yeah, go ahead, Snowy.
Yeah. Oh, so I was gonna say, come up here. We're gonna do a jump called Tarzan. So we're gonna quiet down because we actually do use a metronome for this trick here.
Or at least
なんかゆ
Snowy
っくり
does.
歩いて
All
る
right,。let's see.
走ったの。
Okay. Well,
Oh, I almost had it. That sucks.
yeah, I got hind legs jump there. Unfortunate.
Do you want to explain that, Nastani?
こ
So
の
essentially how
床
car
が
sets works is that
黒い
you
と
can't
ころ
run
は
or jump
走れな
on
い
the
と
car
か
that you
そうい
see
うこ
them
とな
walking
の
on
か
right
な。
now. And essentially, there's just a 2-frame window where they can jump and actually get onto a barrel. And all Tar Struts really does is save you about 2 seconds, gives you 5 extra snacks, which is important, but honestly, it
そうだ、
doesn't
なんか、なん
do
だっけか
anything
な。
to the
なんか
run.
バネみたいなの
And
を
we've actually acquired the
取得し
springs in
て、
this, so now you're going to see the runners
きっとジャン
able
プ
to
力が、
double
ああ、
jump
右の
instead
下
of
落ちちゃっ
single
たかな。
jumping.
あれ
And
あ、
they're
どっ
going
ち
to
も落ちて
death
た。
defuse warp
じゃあき
back
っと
to
落ちるん
the
だ。
beginning of the level. Because whenever you die, you warp back to a beginning part of where you spawned in the level.
すごいビヨンビヨン飛んで
And
ますけど。
essentially, you're going to see the runners basically
二段
backtrack
ジャン
to
プ
a
が
warp
きっ
gate
と
where we're going to warp
で
all
き
the
るよう
way
にな
back
っ
to
たんだろうな。
Restream, where we're going to go into the hedge levels. And the hedge levels are a very
船に
good
乗り込んで、
spot where we can discuss how movement
あ、帰ってき
works
た。
in this game. And I
あ、
already
ワープがで
mentioned
きるんだ。はい
that
はいは
when
い。
you jump, you are moving slower. So you're throughout these next levels, you're going to really see the runners cut corners really tightly
はい、
using the
館
dash
に
attack
帰
or
っ
the
て
charge
き
attack,
て、
where essentially Scooby charges forward and he can
めっ
bonk
ちゃジャン
enemies
プ
if
し
he
て、な
gets
ん
his
か
head into them.
鍵かなんかを
But
取って、
instead, we're going to really use it as a movement tool, and we're actually going to ignore pretty much every enemy in the game.
庭みたい
And
な
we're
と
just
ころ
going to
に
use that to slide around and
来まし
move
て、
on over these corners. And on these platforms, you see the runners try to immediately jump off of the one that is moving backwards.
今
That's
のとこ
because
ろは右
when
の
you
人
land
が
on a
ちょっと
platform,
だけ
Scooby
先
will actually
行し
travel
て
with
ま
it
す
with his
ね。
momentum. Meaning that if you are traveling with a platform, you will go faster, and if you're traveling against a platform, you will actually slow down to a stop, which is why
こ
they
れ人
jump
っていうか、
immediately
あれ
off
か、
of it in
ゾ
order
ン
to
ビ
get
み
over.
たいな、モンスター
And
的
now
な
in this next level, you're
や
going
つだ
to
ったの
see
か。
a really, you might see a trick called Deep Cycle. Essentially, they're going to
We'll see.
jump on a highly inconsistent ledge, which may or may not, they might get it. And if they don't, they're just going to jump right back, as you saw Snowy just did. And you
Not
see
めっ
quite,
ちゃ
but
飛べる
that's
じゃ
good.
ん。すごいすごい。
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, it's really an annoying trick, but honestly, again, it's one of those tricks that's like, it's about like 2 seconds, so it's not the end of the
今のは
world
な
if
ん
you
かトリッ
miss
クだ
it.
ったのかな。
And we're going to do, we're going to skip part of this level by jumping on this bridge here, and just with 2 jumps, we're going to jump on an invisible ledge and then jump
な
on
ん
top
か
of
す
this
ごい飛んで
bridge
る。う
to get some
ん。
extra
これは
snacks,
きっと、
which we're not supposed to be up here to get these
これは
snacks
きっと
until we
何
get the
か悪い
plungers,
こ
and
と
we
なんだろうな。
actually go up some like sliding tar, which you will slide down if you don't have the plungers upgrade. But because we can just jump on invisible ledges throughout the game, you're going to see us skip a lot of parts in this game with literally just 2 jumps. And you're going to see
Yeah.
that spread out throughout the run a
す
whole
ごいや
lot.
たら、やたらジャンプできるワン
And
ちゃん
Snowy,
で
if
す
you
ね。
want to
す
explain
ごい。
SCS coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so coming up, we're gonna do our first kind of big
Key
sequence break of the
Kyle.
run. It's called Skull Cliff Skip. So at this point in the game, at the end of the hedge maze, there's a power-up called the Football Helmet, and that's what we're trying to get right now. But going through the hedge maze levels as intended is very slow. But it turns out
お、なんか掘
Hill
ってる。
3, the level the
スコッ
helmet's
プが
in,
使える
connects to a
器用
bunch
な
of
ワンちゃ
later
んですね。
levels. And in those later levels is a shortcut back to the level we're in right now, Hedge 3. And we're just gonna clip through the gate a little earlier than intended. And you can do this at home. You literally just hold up left on the D-pad, and you will clip through this gate.
Yeah, so I'm coming up on it right here so you can see another example.
And that takes us
なんか
to
落ちたかと思った
Misbehave
ら
and
普通
Cause
に
a
進んでる
Cave-In.
から多
So
分
this is a
大
level
丈
you
夫
would
かな。
not be at until maybe like another hour or 2 into like a casual playthrough. But we're here right now, and we're gonna go through all these later levels in the game backwards, because it turns out just going through them backwards is faster to get to the helmet, as opposed to going through the hedge maze levels as intended. It's funny because it is like, again, you're normally not supposed to be here for like another hour or 2, and the time save is about like 2 minutes.
Yeah, in the rest of the hedge levels, there's like even a really long auto scroller that you would normally have to play through. It sucks. It's also another good excuse to skip Shaggy. That's kind of the theme of this run is we skip Shaggy a lot.
And in this level, it's just called Score Full. Essentially, nothing much happens in this run, in this level, except for the fact that you will see players trying to make specific platform cycles, and you will also notice that they're going to be doing a lot of leaps of faith, or seemingly leaps of faith, because the camera is so bad, because they're going through the levels backwards. And this would also be a good time just to do some donation.
またなんか登
yeah,
った
probably
な
like 4 or 5.
それはいいの
I
か。
have 80 billion of them. Oh, they have backed up.
Oh boy.
So, I'll just read them and you yell at me to shut up when it's time for me to shut up.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Tommy Hart sends $50 and says, "Hey Moogle, I'm glad all your hard work paid off in managing to get into GDQ. All of us in the Vancouver anime fighting game community are proud of you. Hope your run goes great, and I hope to play you in fighting games."
多分そうですよね。崖か地面かなんかで一回判定取るともう一
Thank you,
回
Connie.
二段ジャンプできちゃうからとか
And
きっ
let's see
と
here, we have,
なんかそういうことしてるのかなっていう風に見える気がします。
Says, "Hey Jaxler, Ruby again. Much love from the whole Speedruns Rochester family. Good luck to both you and SnowyMoogle on what's sure to be an awesome race. And they sent $25.
Oh, thank you, Ruby.
続き若干右の人が
Alright.
早いですけ
Armless
ど、
Kirby.
それでもそんなにすごい大差が
Sends $20.
ある状態ではないみたいで
Wait,
すね。
Pop and Schmoogle, win this race like you won those Koihime matches with Ryofu 5C. You got this.
Oh my god.
And so now as we go into Skull 3, you're actually going to see both runners do something different. So you saw Snowy go up the backside of this level to get some extra snacks, and Jax is actually going to run right through it. This is because you can alter your snack routing to your personal preference and choose and pick and choose which snacks you want to prioritize and get throughout the run. And so that's the most obvious snack routing change that you will see throughout the run. And because you'll see maybe one or two snacks being a bit different that they're going to go for, but that one's definitely the most egregious and obvious.
Yeah, and it's also important to consider that even though, it's a race and one of us might be visually ahead, because of the way that snack counts end up working, it will definitely, it's not like the gap between us right now isn't as it seems, if
It's
that makes
literally
sense.
negligible, at best.
Yeah.
どんどん洞窟、洞窟
So
かなんだここ
coming in here
なんか進ん
in
でいき
Skull
ます
1,
ね
we're gonna do what look like a pretty scary ledge jump. And we're gonna basically skip a platform cycle by just a little invisible ledge on the wall. Hopefully I get it. Okay, there we go. I got it. You can just jump off the wall.
Alright.
and
I'm about
do
to
that.
Jax is
attempt
fine.
it.
And
Yeah,
then
we'll
he's
see.
just going to ladder up this thing at the end too,
Yeah.
which is pretty
Because
cool.
we're not supposed to. But
Of
they're just
course I
foxes
missed
doing
it.
fine.
Classic.
めっちゃ笑ってる
And as we mentioned earlier, we're now
Almost
here
missed
at
twice.
the end of the hedge maze,
Oh,
where
大丈夫か
we're going to get our next power up.
We're good.
This time, do I want to explain Boulder
Yeah.
Cycle?
So essentially, we're going to try to make another cycle known as Boulder Cycle, where you're going to see Snowy basically try to beat this
すごい、
boulder
ま
to a
た
little
ま
nook
た
on
す
the
ごい
side of
登
the
りました
road, where
ね
he's just going to watch the boulder pass and
あ、
then
炭
go up
鉱
instead
な
of
るほど
having
ね
to
はいはいはい
actually
はい
jump over the boulder, which he's not going to make now.
で
LMAO.
なんかまた外に帰ってきましたが
This game is mean sometimes.
Let me see if I can try and show it off.
Ideally, you want to get in that nook that you saw and not have to jump over the boulder, which does slow you down and throw off the rest of the cycle. As you see,
ああなるほ
you're
ど
going to see
モンスターを踏
when
ん
they
でまた
approach
ジャンプ
these
するこ
monsters,
とも
they're
でき
going to
る
be in different spots since
Nice.
Jax got it.
Yeah, there we go. So
And
you can get a
essentially,
short
we're
right
going to
there.
get the helmet upgrade, and then we're going to move on to our first really
お
big skip
な
of
ん
the
か
game,
山のてっ
Galosha
ぺん
skip.
でヘルメットをゲットしま
So
したねおヘルメットかぶ
after
っ
we
た
get the helmet, we're supposed to go through the
Ooh.
manor and do a whole bunch of levels and defeat the Black Knight, which will give us the Galoshes power up, which is what we're supposed to have to enter the Fishy Clues levels.
あれ
But the only thing blocking us from entering the Fishy
あ
Clues
あ
levels
あれか
is
ふわっ
an
ぺのため
invisible
に
wall
戻る
that
ため
really
に
should have been
それ
made
だ
to
け
be a
取っ
little
て
bit higher. And
落ちる
as a
のかな
result, we can just
はいはい
jump
はい
off this barrel and skip a quarter of the game like that.
Smiley face 2 jumps, by the way.
Just like
2
that.
jumps.
Yep.
That's why we start explaining it like 20 seconds earlier.
Yeah,
ま
so,
たなんか
do
新し
you
い
want to go into
ところ
fishing?
に
Yeah,
Sorry.
so
来ました
in
ね
Fishy, you're
工
going to see
場
these
かな
treadmills. This is what I was mentioning about momentum before, as when he travels with this treadmill, he's going to go faster, and then once he lands on the treadmill going backwards, he's going to try to jump off of it immediately to maintain his momentum throughout.
すごいなベルトコン
And
ベア
this is highly considered by many runners to be the hardest level in the game due to how tight these windows are and how the momentum changes that you go through in this level are so hard.
ヘルメットをさっき手に入れたことによって多分またなんか
And
アク
if
ショ
you're
ン
really fast,
ア
you
ビ
can
リテ
actually
ィ
get
っていう
by
の
that
かな
flying
アクション
fish
っていう
in
のかな
there, but
なんかを
I
き
was
っ
just a
と
little too
習
slow. Still
得
good
し
though.
た
Yeah.
状態
Fishy
に
2
なっ
is
てい
a
る
really interesting level
ぽい
because it's
新
kind
型
of
み
an
たいな感じ
auto-scroller.
かな
Which would normally be not too interesting in a speedrun, but because of the way snacks work, it actually means we have to really try and go fast throughout this level.
続
So
きっぽい感じし
both
ます
Jax and
ね
I have a set idea of which snacks we want to
Ooh.
collect, but a lot of the times when we miss a snack, it's
まっ
too
すぐ
slow to
走
go
るの
back
には
for
早い
it.
のかな
So normally we're going to check our snack counts at certain
画
times in
面
the
を見る
run
に鍵を
to
4
just see
つ
like
手
how
に入
well
れ
we're
たい
doing on
というマッ
snacks
プ
and see
の
maybe
よ
if
う
we
で
need
す
to
ね
either collect more or maybe skip some we'd normally
右の
get.
人はどんどん順調
And
に
so Fishy
集
2 is
めており
basically
ま
all
す
about trying to get as many snacks as possible while still making some pretty generous cycles.
I think
画
that
質
one, that's fine.
が
Yeah. This level, even though again it's an auto scroller, it's really tricky.
Yeah, and depending on how many snacks we get, we can maybe save or lose time in a later level, despite we're never really going to directly lose or save time in the level itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And as you see Snowy approach Fishy 3, essentially you're supposed to go up this platform to do a whole big platforming cycle, but he's just going to jump on another invisible ledge and just break across half the room and skip a whole big sequence of platforming cycles, and then he's going to drop to the floor and get some snacks because we are actually approaching our first, I would say, real snack gate. We did pay that 25 at the very beginning, but this is our first big one, which is 450, and it's going to be in Fishy 4. And pretty much every runner that runs this game has a set snack count that they want, and most of the time they do check it here. And we can also go to some more donation
ま
reads
だ
right
引き
now.
続き
Yeah, probably like 2.
工場みたいなところか。
Okay, I can do two. Lily Snag sends $25 and says, I stayed up all night for the Night of 100 Frights race. It's so nice to see my favorite little community on the big stage after running the game for a few years. I'll donate an additional $5 for each
ヘルメットが出たり消えたりしてるのは、そう、ヘルメットをかぶる、まあ、突進みたいなアクションを使っているとかぶるみたいな感じみたいですね。
Yo, he's going to chunk to the 27. Watch this.
But thank you, Lily. Always good to see you.
Skywise sends $30 and says, good luck on the Scoob, Jaxler and Snowy.
Yo, thanks, Sky.
So up here, we're going to enter the next 3 big levels of the game. Is called Coast. These are highly considered some of the hardest levels in the game. So if you want to take over from here, Snowy.
Yeah, so one thing I didn't mention about Scooby's charge attack earlier is when he uses it, his hitbox becomes extremely narrow to the point where he is actually invincible from all enemies. And you're gonna see me use it abuse that right here with the K-Ban. So because I'm charging, Scooby just isn't gonna get hit, and we're gonna use that a lot in the upcoming levels here. But coming up here, we're also gonna go for a cutscene skip. This game has a lot of cutscenes where it's just kind of like, hey, look at the level you're about to do. But we don't want to do that. There we go. Jumping over a surprisingly high cutscene trigger. And I'm gonna attempt this snack box
I'm gonna go for a variation on it, where I'm gonna try to land on the lamppost there to get me an extra snack, but we'll see how that works out for me. Just based on my snack count, that's what I want to go for.
And you're also going to see the runners kind of go off the track here and go to the back side.
Oh, I missed.
Oh no!
I missed the lamppost.
It's such a brutal, like, the hitbox for it is just extremely brutal.
なかなかリアクションが
And you're going to see both runners actually go to the back of this level where you're not really intended to be here until you get the plungers. But honestly, like, you could just see those platforms in the back where you can just jump on them for free. And it's actually like pretty neat to just get a couple extra snacks earlier because
it saves so much time on snack routing.
Yeah.
Good jumps, baby.
Up next, we're going. You're gonna see Snowy get to it first, where we're gonna do something known as Zero Cycle, and this is really gonna show off the showcase of how we get around enemies with Scooby's hitbox in his charge animation.
Oh no!
Oh, did you? Oh no!
Oh no!
Wait, what happened?
Oh no!
Okay, so there's a thing in this game that I believe it's on January 9th, which I don't think what my clock is set to right now, where certain particle effects will happen when you collect a stack.
That's incredible timing.
本当に楽しそうにやられてますね。
That's hilarious.
No, it wasn't. I've been doing like practice earlier today.
That's hilarious. Anyway, I hit Zero Cycle, so I'm cool.
So both of them hit Zero Cycle, where basically Scooby's charge attack, just real quick, it's just his head. So
コメントの方ありがとうございます。なんか奏者の説明によると、ヘルメット中は当たり判定が極端に小さくなるせいで実質無敵。ここから先はガンガン悪用する予定らしいとのことでコメントありがとうございます。そうなんですね。まあヘルメットかぶってる分すごいちゃんと強くなってる状態ってことですかね。
But we need the snacks really bad because, spoiler warning, we're going to be spoiling a ton of the game, especially as we get into, end game rather. But I hit the good cycle on coast boats, so.
このいっぱい集めてるこのコインだがスナックだがっていうのはなんかのアンロックに消費するものなんだ。
Oh my god.
Snowy, what
It's
did you
so
do?
egregious. No, it's just the effects. They're so big. But
wait, what happened?
Now you're gonna see the runners
It's
are
the flower and heart effect.
Oh, okay.
the runners are like at like 400, 500 snacks, which now they just need to build up and get a bunch of snacks in order to pay the last gate, which is 850 snacks. So it might have seemed that we were over collecting and collecting a bunch of snacks that we didn't need, but actually we do need them because of how harsh these snack gates are. And up here in Lighthouse 1, you're going to see more of the same in Coast 2, where we're going to just juke around these enemies. and
Yeah, probably the
move
most
up.
egregious example.
Yeah, and move up to the top where we're gonna get the final upgrade that we need to actually beat the game and beat Mastermind, the Smash Power Up. Where it's
あ、ステー
basically
ジ
it's a
開
ground
放。なる
pound,
ほど。だ
and,
今
Oh,
やってるステージでちゃんとこれを集めていかないと次のステージに行けないんだ。
there's also a
楽しそうだな。
in this level, which you could definitely see on Snowy's screen with this.
Yeah, so
funny.
this was actually happening to me when I was warming up. So I actually had to go onto my Wii's internal clock and change the date. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So because it wasn't happening to you earlier, so
I was
it
like,
must.
I'm on West Coast. I'm not on East like Jax. I'm
Oh
fully
yeah,
fine.
that's right. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
And also, we can squeeze in another 1 or 2 donation reads here before we reach the
Yeah,
gauntlet
while
that
we
is the
collect,
end
while we
game.
collect ourselves.
All right. Let's see. Lord Tet sends $20 and says, "What's up, Jaxler? Hope this gets to you in your run. Miss you, man. Good luck and have fun."
Holy cow! Thanks, homie. That was my roommate in college.
Meggie sends $20 and says, "Hello, Snowy. Much love from your homies in Vancouver AFGC, the most toxic scene. Good luck on the run. Love you, man.
That is
Koihime
true.
moment. Put this towards runner's choice."
All right, so up here, we're actually gonna reach the real big gauntlet of the game, where you're gonna see 2 tricks that are considered the hardest
右
tricks
の
in the
人
game.
の
They're called
鼻のエ
RBS
フェ
and
クトは
GGS, which
なん
RBS
か
just stands for Redbeard skip, where
本
we
体
skip the
のタイム
Redbeard
ゾ
boss
ー
fight
ン
and
を
a bunch of
変えて
the
る
ship levels and the wreck levels in the game, and then also we're gonna skip the Green Ghost boss fight, which GGS stands for. Which we need, which
すいま
normally
せん、
we
なんか
need
コメン
the
トを
upgrades
英
from
語の
these
やつ貼っ
bosses
てい
to
ただいてるっ
progress.
ぽいんですけど、
So up here in the RBS,
正確にちょっと読めないんですけど、
when you
なんかそういう風に設定を変えて、
need his gum in
ちょ
order
っ
to
と
get to the base
見た目だ
levels,
け
in
変わ
order
っ
to
て
get
るよ
the
みたい
soap
な
upgrade, in order to
感
have
じです
bats
ね。
spawn in this really tall chamber where you freeze the bats in the air, jump off of them, and then get all the way up to
9
the top
月
of this
ナイ
really
スってのは何だろ
tall
う ?9 月かな
chasm. But essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump off of 2 invisible ledges magically, and we're gonna get to the top of it, skipping the entirety, skipping about 50% of the game, and then we're also gonna do the same in GGS, where we normally need an umbrella to get to the top of the GGS room, but by
また
killing
鍵を
Gringos.
集めて
But
ます
instead
ね。
of doing that, we're just
早い。
going to jump on again 2 ledges and make it to the top of the room, jump across the bat, and then make it to the end. So right here,
あ、
you're
1
gonna
月
see
9日。
Snowy,
なるほど。
skip Shaggy completely and just jump on another invisible ledge and get a key, so we don't use Shaggy at all in the run. And now he's gonna attempt RBS. This is the room I was talking about. And he gets a first try. Nice, nice. And now he's gonna attempt GGS. This is the second one that I was talking about. And
Interesting.
essentially,
Okay.
another
Took a
thing to
weird
note
death.
about these jumps is that they're very, very precise. So this is definitely a big spot where you can lose a lot of time if you don't nail the tricks.
すごい
Luckily,
縦ジャンプで
Snowy's
ガン
just
ガン登ってったけ
fragging
ど、
out right now. And he's gonna basically now that he's in the final level, this is the level right before we're gonna pay the 850 snack gate.
こ
So
れ
you're
は
gonna
なん
see
かこう
him.
地面がビリビリ。あー、右の人落ちちゃったか。
Electricity, and now we're actually getting pretty close.
And I got first try RBS.
They're
This could be
both at
close. Let's see.
GGS.
All right, here we go. Let's see if I can get half
Ooh, this
that.
is really close now.
右
And
の
now
人が
in
ちょっ
this
と
room, again, you're gonna see the runners
初めてかな、失敗しちゃいまし
basically
た。
collect the last snacks that they need for the 850 snack gate in the level
Okay.
after this. And as you saw, if you touch the electricity, you will die, and you have to do the GGS trick again. So you can see how this room in particular is a very big run killer, hence why we have a category split, actually, where we have a no GGS route for beginner runners to start running on, because this room can be very
タイム
brutal
ゾ
to
ー
deal
ン
with
とか日本とか
without
って
the
ことはなん
umbrella.
だ、日本のタイムゾーン
And
設定
up
にす
here
ると
you're
花が
gonna
出る
see
ってこ
Snowy do
と
what's known as
ど
Lido
うだ
skip,
ろう
where he's gonna ladder himself off of 2 invisible ledges to make his way up to the 850 snack gate. As you can see, he has his
すいません、ちょ
850
っと私
snacks.
も
He's
ちょっと
just
正
gonna
確
jump
に
into this,
存じ上げない、
hit
申
it,
し訳ない
and
で
he's
す
gonna
ね。
be off to doing the last 2 skips in the run that we're going to
Yeah.
attempt.
Yeah, so right here, we're gonna, for the final time in the run, we are going to skip Shaggy. He has unfortunately found himself above a shark-infested pool.
Good Lido skip.
And normally was supposed to like swing off his legs and hit the buttons. Unfortunately for him, we can clip through the door in the back. So
Yeah, huge shout out to Sam for finding that skit.
yeah, this was actually found
なんかステー
not
ジ
even
の
a
説
year
明が
ago.
入って、 て
He's one of the most like
だけ
recent
ど
discoveries.
今
Smiley.
今のいいのか
Shaggy, as you'll see here, right after we skip this last cutscene, Shaggy was able to
今
save
普通に
himself. He is completely fine.
Yeah, he didn't need us. He's a strong, independent man, dude. He's got it.
部屋入っ
I don't know
ていけま
why
せんでした
I-
か壁抜けですよね
I'm going for
ボタンを押してあっちに行ってくれみたいなこと言ったのに普通に無視して通り抜けましたね
Snowy is actually a little bit ahead of Jaxler.
飼い主の説明ガン無
The
視
funnest part about this
あここで
run,
仲間
as
と
you
合
will
流
see,
し
is
て
that
壁
at
抜
the
け
end is the only true form of RNG that we have in this run.
あもう
where
ビリビリも
Mastermind
無視だよ
essentially,
もう
once you defeat 2 minion waves, as you're going to see Snowy do so here, and hit some buttons to advance the fight forward, Mastermind will spawn in the room, and we're supposed to hit him into the electricity that you see on those buttons there. And once Mastermind touches the electricity,
かなり大胆に普通に抜けて隣の部屋行きましたね
that's when time stops. And this is the only true point of RNG because Mastermind spawns are random. So he could spawn in the back of the room, meaning that we could have right down to the wire depending on how far away Mastermind spawns versus how close he spawns.
これで
Yeah, also,
ビリ
one
ビ
thing
リ
to
を
know, I
破
never knew the
っ
flower
て
effect happened with food as well.
ボタンを押
Wait,
し
happens
て
with food?
Because I've never run with it before.
Yeah.
I forgot that was
I am so proud of you for toughing that out. I'm not gonna lie. All right,
Oh,
I'm
you
going
got
into
a
the last
nasty
phase.
Mastermind spawn.
All right.
Okay, and right when the electricity appears,
ボ
it
ス
should be
戦
time.
なの
Time's gonna
か
stop Snowy, right?
雑魚戦なのかなんかどっか登ってるな右の
I'm
人
coming up on time relatively soon, so get ready for me.
あ右の人はタイマ
Oh
ー
my
スト
god.
ップなのかな
I got the goaded spawn, so
One
if I
hit.
didn't take that weird death, all right, get ready on time. And
左の人もきっともうすぐかな
okay.
おお
The electricity was really waiting
ビリビ
on
リ
us.
で倒してるってことなんですかね
Yeah, I don't know what was happening
はい、
there.
グッドゲームで
But
し
yeah,
た
that。would have been really close if I didn't take that unfortunate death on the zombie there. But GG Snowy, that was a lot of fun.
Dude, that was like,
That was
that
really
was definitely
close.
like. No, like, I
この
like
ワ
the
ンちゃんと
electricity room,
人
and it's
間の
like,
仲間
okay,
たち
like, oh my
が
god.
なんかこの
That's
悪い
always
ボ
the
スを
scariest
やっつけましたみ
part,
たい
is
な
you get GGS, you get
感
a
じで
good
すか
run,
ね
and then you could just die right there. But yeah, that was
はいはいはい、なるほど。
Scooby-Doo
ビリビリで倒すのが
80% no
普通に
CD
正規
pretty
です。
early. We kind of forgot to mention that, but don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
it's
Anywho, don't worry about it.
It's just a trick, you know.
So at this point, we're gonna start moving into shoutouts real quick. We're gonna try to keep this quick, but I'll just start by saying, if you enjoyed the run, consider following us on Twitch. My Twitch is
謎の赤いおじ
Jaxler1,
さんが出てきま
Snowy's
したが
is SnowyMoogle, and Nastani's is just Nestani. So go ahead and check us out, and if you want to as well, follow the Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights directory on Twitch. You can actually follow game directories now, and there's a lot of people speedrunning this game currently. We have a really active community, and that would be a really good way to find even more Scooby runners outside of just us. Snowy, if you want to go ahead on.
あれえ
Um,
なんか
just
被っ
huge
てた
thank
の
you to GDQ for just allowing us
違
to
うお
run
じ
this,
さん出てき
especially
た
as a race. I'm just like, we're just so happy to be able to show off this game and how great of a speedrun it is. Also, just like shout out to the Scooby community in general. They've just been like so warm and welcoming when I've like I'm one of the relatively newer members of it, and just have been so nice. I was just like shout out to everyone just like at home that's been like watching and
真相を
supporting.
暴
It's
くイ
just
ベ
like
ント
it's
シー
just
ンみたい
unreal
な
the amount of
ことなんですかね
like I've gotten today. It's just
お化けの
amazing.
芝だかと思ったらこういうことが起きてましたみたいな
And my
ことか
shout
な
out pretty much, if you all are interested in running this game, we actually have a beginner route that I mentioned a little bit ago. It's called the no GGS route, where we just don't do the green ghost skip and we just go fight green ghosts instead of doing that trick and risk dying in lab. It reduces frustration, so I have that tutorial up on my YouTube channel. If you look up Nastani speedrun, I should pop up for you. You can just click on my channel and watch the tutorial, and it's literally under 30 minutes long, so you can really just get right into it. And then I want to shout out Ryan because he's the one who brought me into this community in the first place. And then
あ
also
あ
shout
ホ
out
ロ
to
グラム
Kobe
でしたよ
and
っていう種明かしなのかな
Told you I
Makes
was gonna do
never
it.
change.
Yeah, you thought I
all
was
good,
gonna-
all good, all good. At this point, one last thing to mention. If you're interested as well, we do have a Discord for both this game and pretty much every Scooby game if you want to speedrun it. If you go to any Scooby game on speedrun.com, you should be able to find it. But just feel free to reach out to one of us if you have trouble finding it. And on that note, we pretty much don't have anything else to say. I'll say one thing. Make sure you stick around for the medieval run. I'll actually be on the couch for that. So tune in for that. That is such an insane run. You all are in for a treat. But until then, enjoy the rest of the event. Stay healthy, stay safe, And thank you so much to the GDQ community for having our scene here. Thank you so much.
Peace.
あ、終わりましたね。はい。というわけで、スクービードゥでございました。
Alright, let's give it up again for that great Scooby-Doo race.
また次のゲーム
Yeah.
に
You know
続いてまいります。ちょっと準備のため、
I'm thinking,
一旦失
this is
礼い
just my
た
own
し
personal
ま
thoughts.
す。
What other Hanna-Barbera properties could be made into video games and what genre? Currently, I'm thinking maybe Touche Turtle as like a character action game, you know, Devil May Cry style. That's my own thoughts. So this is what I want you all to do. Donate the Emperor of Video Games, who can make any video game manifest at any time when I want. Your Hanna-Barbera video game concepts, and we'll see. Well, I'll talk to my people. We'll see if we can make it happen. However, I do want you to donate towards the Oddworld Stranger's Wrath incentive, which is Catch Decased Raider. And Decased Raider is a forced loss event that you can technically beat with an out-of-bounds glitch. So, you know what? If the video game's going to cheat and try to force you to lose, we're going to cheat right back. So, please donate to that and let me know which Hanna-Barbera games, video games, need to be made. While we're doing that, let's tackle some of these. There were a lot of Scooby-Doo donations, so let's get some of these out. Jackalaka sends $25 and says, "Good luck to both Jaxler and SnowyMoogle. So glad to see Night of 100 Frights in the marathon. And shoutouts to Jax for being one of the best people I've met through speedrunning." Well, thank you so much. Keys, which is Keyz, it is not Keyzeron, says, "I hadn't seen this game before, and I just learned my girlfriend had it as a kid, but couldn't beat it. We're donating for a good cause and to see how it's done. Looking forward to some Scooby snacks." Timothy sends $50 and simply says, "Jinkies." That's right, Jinkies. Suppa sends $5 and says, "Yo, let's go, it's Scooby time." Heck yeah, Scooby time. Narthex sends $250 and says, "100 frights? We'd have a heck of a lot less frights if it weren't for you